James, my promised soulmate, shattered his vow of eternal loyalty on my 18th birthday. He forged a bond with another, the High Elder's daughter, a union that secured his ascension to Alpha. Yet, he craved more, demanding I become his mistress, his threats aimed at my mother's fragile health. Then, fate, in its cruel irony, thrust me into the path of Michael, the formidable Alpha King. Our encounter was a night of raw passion, a moment that felt destined. When my mother's illness worsened and I desperately needed funds for her treatment, I sought him out. I found myself driven to him. Stripped of all pride, I knelt before him, pleading. Please, Alpha King, help me. Chapter 1. Today, my 18th birthday, was meant for my bonding with James, my fated mate. Instead, the day before, he coldly rejected me, declaring his love for another. Today was their engagement party. The bride, the chief elder's daughter, shimmered in an extravagant diamond gown. She was a vision of noble beauty. With the silver moon Pax Alpha unexpectedly deceased, the chief elder held the power to appoint the successor. James, driven by ambition, chose the Alpha position over me, a lowly Omega with a sick mother and no influence. I stood alone with a champagne glass clutched in my hand, watching them dance in the ballroom. My heart shattered, just like my sorrowful inner wolf. James's fake smiles and betraying eyes were unbearable. I downed drink after drink as the world blurred around me. Desperate to escape the hypocrisy, I staggered towards the door. But fate intervened cruelly. Near the steps, my ankle twisted and my heel snapped, as I fell. But I felt strong arms around me. I looked up into deep blue eyes, filled with tenderness and concern. A powerful male werewolf, his muscular frame giving off strength, far more than James. Miss, are you all right? He asked. His eyes held secrets, his high nose and thin lips radiating authority. Sorry, I replied, inwardly scolding myself for nearly losing composure. I'm fine, thank you. I tried to stand, but the pain in my ankle made me gasp. He held my shoulder firmly. Miss, your shoes are broken, you can't walk. He pointed to the ruined heel. Before I could speak, he scooped me into his arms and headed for a luxury car. What are you doing? I exclaimed, instinctively clinging to his neck. He looked down, his eyes soft. Don't worry, I'm taking you home. His words calmed me, and I relaxed in his arms. In the car, he carefully removed my broken shoes, revealing my fair legs. The pain in my ankle intensified. Don't move, I'll help, he murmured, his deep voice brushing my ear as he gently massaged my ankle. And comfort spread through me. I shivered, my muscles tensing. His touch was intimate, almost like a mate's, and I blushed, enjoying the sensation. Our eyes met, and my heart skipped a beat. Time seemed to stop. Soon, the car pulled up to a luxurious villa. We're here, he said softly. Where is this? I asked. He smiled. My villa. Don't worry, just follow me. His arms were warm and comforting, and I couldn't resist his mysterious scent. Inside, I glanced around at the exquisite decor, uneasiness creeping in. A business card on the coffee table caught my eye. Michael Edward Carter. I gasped. This was the legendary Alpha King, the most esteemed pure-blood werewolf, controlling the wealth and resources of countless Lycan packs across North America, and James's uncle. You know me? He asked, cupping my face. Of course, I replied, my heart racing. Every werewolf knows your name. He smiled. It's an honor to be remembered by such a beautiful lady. I stared into his mesmerizing blue eyes, my heart fluttering. I felt an irresistible pull towards him. My body responded to his touch, and I embarrassingly found myself wanting more. As the alcohol took hold, I lost control, pulling him closer. His strong arms enveloped me, and his eyes burned with intensity. His lips crashed onto mine, invading my mouth. I responded eagerly, but the prickling sensation at the back of my neck only intensified. My inner wolf stirred anxiously, and I realized my connection to my mother had weakened. Just then, my phone rang. "Hello, is this Miss Emily? Your mother's condition has worsened." Chapter 2. The heaviness in my chest jolted me awake. Without a word, I fled, leaving Michael confused. "Hey! Where are you going?" he called, reaching out, but I shook him off. "Sorry. Urgent matter. I have to go," I stammered, hailing a cab. At the hospital, a relieved nurse awaited me. "You finally made it. Your mother's treatment is suspended. We need payment to continue." I froze, an icy chill spread through me. James's cruelty was the root of this. Years ago, my mother had shielded him from a rogue pack silver blade, leaving her heart wounded. Though she survived, her wolf fell into a deep slumber, her health deteriorating. James's financial aid had been our lifeline, but he had heartlessly cut it off. "How much?" I asked, my voice was strained. $100,000 per month, the nurse replied. "Without it, we can't guarantee her care." My head spun. The figure was utterly high. I sank onto the hospital corridor floor, planning to beg friends for help, work extra jobs. I'd find a way. The next day, James's voice woke me. I had fallen asleep in the corridor. "Emily." He approached, impeccably dressed with knowing look on his face. "I can pay your mother's bills," he said. "But I have a condition." "What condition?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Let's talk outside," he said. We walked outside. He leaned against a tree, his handsome face, still carrying youthful traces, capable of making my heart flutter. "Tell me," I urged. He leaned closer, his breath brushing my ear. "Become my mistress, after I bond with another." His words were a knife twisting in my heart. My stomach clenched and tears warred within me. How could he be so cruel? "You cannot let him do this," my inner wolf snarled. "I know," I replied, glaring at James. "I won't agree." He sneered. "Then you don't care about your mother's life. Silver has burned her heart. Only advanced medical techniques can keep her alive," he continued coldly. "You can't afford it, Emily. You might as well give in." "Emily, I know you're angry," he said softly, stepping closer. "Once I become alpha, I can give you a better life." He smiled slyly. "Bonding with another won't affect us." He caressed my hand, and my body instinctively reacted. Damn this mate bond. "I'm done with you," I snapped, my eyes blazing. "I don't need you, James." "Emily, I'm about to become alpha," he said, waiting for me to relent. "Being my mistress is your best choice. Your mother's life is at stake." He turned to leave, adding, "You'll come around. Your mother can't wait." "I don't need it." I screamed after him, collapsing, tears streaming down my face. Was there no escape? Would I watch my mother suffer? A hollow ache spread through my chest as if my heart had been ripped out. It overwhelmed me. My hand brushed against something hard, Michael's business card. Michael. Could he help? I dismissed the hope, but I had no other choice. I gritted my teeth and stood. At home, I hesitated before putting on my most revealing dress. If it meant saving my mother, I'd do anything. I arrived at Michael's office building, my heart pounding. Was I really doing this? I handed his card to the receptionist. She eyed me skeptically but made the call. I stood outside Michael's office, taking a deep breath before knocking. "Come in." Michael looked up, he looked surprised. He should me. I was surprised too. "It's you. What are you here for?" he asked calmly. His lavish office made me dizzy. My wolf stirred, whispering, he might be your true mate. Enough, I thought. You've been hurt before. I need your help, I stammered. My mother is sick. I need money. Michael raised an eyebrow, watching me. Can you help me? I asked, unzipping my coat, revealing the revealing dress. I'll do anything. His gaze burned through me. He stepped closer, examining me, then picked up my dress, covering me. I froze, stunned. You think I'd be distracted by your body? He smirked. Your figure isn't even among the top in the North American werewolf community. My face burned. I stammered. The hardship is temporary, he said softly. You're young. Don't fall into the abyss. He made a call, and his secretary escorted me out. Emily, raise the money. Don't waste time here. Head down, I left his office, feeling shameful and lost. Chapter 3. After leaving Michael's office, I stumbled through the streets, lost and aimless, like a headless fly. The persistent ache seeped into my bones, chilling me to the core. A recruitment advertisement caught my eye, nightclub dancer, high pay wanted. Though the job felt humiliating, I was past caring. My mother's life hung in the balance, and I would do anything to save her. With gritted teeth, I dialed the number. The interview was brief, and that very night, I found myself on stage. The nightclub throbbed with darkness and noise, the heavy bass of the music vibrating through me. Clad in a revealing dance outfit, I moved to the rhythm. The men in the crowd whistled, their eyes were greedy and offensive, following my every move. My stomach churned within me, but I forced myself to dance. The money was my only concern now. Then, I saw two familiar faces in the crowd. James and his friend. My heart clenched. I tried to avoid their gaze, but it was too late. James's friend grinned maliciously. Hey, call girl. Dance for us. Take it all off, and this cash is yours. He laughed, tossing a wad of bills onto the stage, the money fluttering down around me. I clenched my jaw, fighting back tears. The stack of bills was worth $10,000. I desperately needed it. But stripping for them. James watched with cold indifference, making no pretense of concern. His friend grew bolder, grabbing me, his hand sliding up my thigh. What are you doing? Let go of me. I struggled, but he only grew more arrogant. If you won't take it off yourself, I'll help you, he smirked. Don't worry, I have plenty of money. I won't let you leave empty-handed. I'll add more. Let me touch you some more, his hand moved towards my chest. I closed my eyes, tears falling silently. I was ready to endure anything. The cash was all that mattered now. Then, James finally spoke. Enough. He shoved his friend away and stepped towards me, towering over me. Emily, why be so stubborn? If you agree to be my mistress, I'll give you everything you want. Not a chance. I glared at him, spitting out the words. James's expression darkened instantly. He gripped my throat. Don't think I won't lay a hand on you. Make me angry, and you'll regret it. He growled, his eyes turning red, a clear sign his werewolf side was about to break free. His presence radiated danger, like the calm before a storm. My inner wolf cowered. Was there no escape? Was my only option to become his mistress? Then, his eyes landed on the mark on my neck, the hickey from someone else. He snapped. No wonder you refuse to be my mistress. You've been with someone else. Tell me, who is it? Who dared to touch what's mine? His possessiveness and anger flared. His grip tightened. I'll tear that man apart. No one touches what belongs to me, not even after I've rejected you. His words were infuriating. We were no longer together, why did it matter who I was with? I turned to leave. He yanked me back. Emily, tell me who it is. Who has the audacity? I don't think you want to know. I retorted. Tell me. His gaze was furious, his eyes burning with rage. Your uncle. I spat the words. Michael. Chapter 4. The room fell silent, everyone stunned by my declaration. My God, is she talking about the Alpha King of the North American Lecan Pack, Michael Edward Carter? Impossible. Michael. With his prestigious lineage. He wouldn't be interested in a weak Omega from our pack. That's not true, Emily. It can't be true. James sneered. In his narrow world, a connection between me and an alpha of Michael's stature was inconceivable. I must be fabricating the story. Miss Emily, the Alpha King is waiting for you, a chauffeur suddenly appeared. I walked out of the nightclub under their surprised gazes and slid into the sleek black Bugatti parked outside. Michael, seated in the back, glanced at the lingering crowd and instructed the driver to depart. Miss Emily, what would you have done if I hadn't intervened today? I fell silent, clutching the wad of cash, my head bowed. As long as I can secure the funds for my mother's medical bills, I'll do whatever it takes. My voice was a mere whisper. Michael's gaze was intense. You don't need to debase yourself like this, he said softly. I can help. He then brought me to his grand estate. Go take a bath and change into something more suitable, he instructed. Your current attire will only fuel rumors of you being my mistress. I shuddered, glancing down at the revealing outfit. After bathing, I changed into comfortable clothes he had provided. I no longer looked like a nightclub dancer but a student in her dormitory. Thank you, I whispered. There's no need for thanks, he replied, lounging on the sofa, legs crossed, lighting a cigar. Consider it an investment. I can advance the money for your mother's medical bills, but you'll repay me with your work. My head snapped up. You agree? He asked casually, exhaling a smoke ring. Yes. Of course, I agree. I nodded eagerly, as if grasping a lifeline. He nodded slightly, seemingly unsurprised by my response. I understand your college major was herbal medicine, he shifted the subject. Yes, I replied, surprised by his inquiry. I excelled in my studies, that's good, he said, rising and straightening his suit. I'm seeking an intern with knowledge of herbs. Would you be interested? I was stunned. But am I qualified? I hesitated, still a student in my internship. Your qualifications are not for you to determine, he said, that's my prerogative. And so, I became Michael's intern assistant. The work was more demanding than I anticipated, but each day was a lesson. I became so engrossed that I almost forgot my past struggles. I absorbed knowledge about herbal medicine, going between the laboratory and Michael's office. Michael became my mentor, strict but fair. Emily, prepare yourself. There's a pack banquet tonight. You're accompanying me, Michael announced one day. I froze, surprised by the sudden invitation. Okay, I replied, slightly nervous. This was my first official event. More than nervousness, there was excitement. I knew this was a significant moment. That evening, I donned a simple yet elegant dress and followed Michael into the banquet hall. The lights shimmered, and the social elite mingled there. Laughter and conversations filling the air. This was a gathering of North America's powerful werewolves. Lord Michael, you've arrived. Alpha King, it's an honor. Throughout the evening, people greeted Michael. He responded with composure, neither humble nor arrogant. Uncomfortable with such social gatherings, I observed my surroundings. Suddenly, a familiar figure entered my line of sight, James. He was stylishly dressed, but his eyes betrayed arrogance. Isn't that Emily? He sneered, what are you doing here? Did you sneak in to flirt with men? I frowned, wanting to avoid conflict. James, don't cause a scene, I warned quietly. He persisted, determined to provoke me. Didn't you claim you slept with Michael? Why are you alone? Humph, you think you're special. You're just a slut who sleeps with anyone for money. His words, though not loud, drew attention. I could no longer tolerate his insults. My heart rate increased. And out of nowhere, I raised my hand to his face. The sound echoed through the room, silencing everyone. Chapter 5. You dare slap me? James stammered, his hand pressed to his reddening cheek. I trembled with rage, my gaze was still locked on him. James, don't push this too far. I warned. But emboldened by my reaction, he seized my wrist. Humph, who do you think you are? You're nothing but a lowly commoner. You don't belong here. You're only here because you've been sleeping with men. His words ignited murmurs around us. Previously watched, now wore expressions of disdain. Ah, so that's the story. A shameless she-wolf, is she? What a disgrace. How did someone like her even infiltrate this gathering? Tisk, tsk, these young people. Their venomous words were like sharp daggers, piercing my heart. I felt suffocated, but I clenched my teeth, biting my lip to suppress the tears. James, seeing my distress, smirked. So, Emily, here's the deal. Kneel and apologize, agree to be my mistress, and I'll let this slide. I'll even continue paying for your mother's medical bills. Otherwise, prepare for your reputation to be ruined and for you to be unable to even afford your mother's burial. His words were cruel. I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. I couldn't let my anger dictate my actions, and I wouldn't let James win. James, keep dreaming. I gritted my teeth, I will never bow to you. Why you? James's face contorted, clearly unprepared for my resistance. Suddenly, a deep voice came through. Is this sufficient? I looked up sharply to see Michael emerging from the crowd. His expression was unreadable, but his aura was powerful. James, what do you believe you're doing? His voice was cold. James's face paled. He had assumed that even if I had some connection to Michael, he wouldn't publicly intervene. Michael uncle, I was merely joking with Emily, he stammered, his voice trembling with fear. Joking? Michael scoffed. You don't appear to be joking. Emily is my guest. Your behavior suggests a lack of respect for me. His tone was calm, yet it carried an undeniable authority that left no room for argument. Well? Don't you know how to apologize when you've offended someone? James's face grew even paler. He realized he had crossed a line, antagonizing someone he shouldn't have. Fine, I apologize, Lord Michael. It was my fault. He lowered his head. I'll apologize to Emily. Turning to me, he muttered reluctantly, I'm sorry, Emily. Though he apologized, his eyes remained cold. I accept your apology, but let's consider this matter settled, I replied, choosing to de-escalate the situation to avoid placing Michael in an awkward position. Michael regarded me with a deep gaze. Then, to everyone's astonishment, he did the unexpected. He took my hand and walked towards the stage. Everyone, please quiet down. Michael's voice, though soft, commanded attention, silencing the banquet hall. Tonight, I have an important announcement. Our group has recently achieved a breakthrough in the research of a drug that treats silver wounds. And the lead researcher behind this groundbreaking drug is the young lady beside me, Emily. His words sent shockwaves through the hall, eliciting gasps and whispers. The guests, who had moments before now murmured, now stared with curiosity. The sudden shift from James's mockery to Michael's public announcements left everyone stunned. Under the weight of their gazes, I stepped onto the stage. In that moment, I no longer felt like the bullied Emily, but a queen in the spotlight. I took the microphone. Hello everyone, I am Emily. Regarding this drug, we utilized cutting-edge technology and conducted countless trials to achieve this breakthrough. I believe, in the near future, it will revolutionize the treatment of silver wounds. I spoke clearly. The guests listened intently. James, seated in the audience, looked utterly pale, as if he had been repeatedly slapped in front of everyone. Chapter 6. The applause after my speech surged like a tidal wave. As I stepped off the stage, from admiring gazes, Michael offered a smile, and nodded. The banquet guests dispersing into small groups. Realizing the late hour, I decided to head home, planning to visit my mother the next day. Just as I reached the door, a figure blocked my path. It was James. The arrogance that once defined him were replaced by something calmer and more desperate. "Emily, wait." His voice was soft, as if the self-assured man I knew had vanished. I looked at him coldly, offering no response. "I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have treated you like that." He lowered his head. "The reason I acted that way was because I like you. I want to keep you by my side." "Like me?" I scoffed. "Is this how you show affection, by hurting and insulting me?" He looked up. "I know I made a mistake, Emily. Can we start over? Give me another chance." His words were almost sincere. I stared at him, an unexplainable sadness stirring within me. "Then, would you be willing to become my fated mate?" I asked. He froze, surprised by my sudden question. He fell silent. I knew then that he was hesitating, struggling. He only desired to keep me as a toy, but he wasn't willing to pay the ultimate price. "What? Not willing?" I laughed. "Your love is worthless after all. James, stop insulting me with your hypocrisy," I said coldly, turning to leave. "Emily," he called out urgently, "don't be so unreasonable. I've humbled myself, what more do you want?" At that moment, Michael emerged from the banquet hall. "Emily, let's go. I'll take you home." His voice washed away the chill in my heart. I nodded slightly, bypassing James and heading straight for the car parked by the entrance. James shouted after me. "Emily, don't get too cocky. You think Michael truly cares for a woman like you? It's just a fling. You, the lowliest of wolves, how could someone like him ever look at you? You're delusional." His words were sharp. But I merely glanced at him before closing the car door. The car slowly pulled away, and James's figure receded in the rearview mirror until it vanished. Inside the car, Michael didn't mention the unpleasant scene. Instead, he casually spoke about my speech. "You did great tonight." He smiled slightly, and that smile felt like the warmth of spring sunshine. "Thank you," I murmured, though I couldn't shake the unease swirling within me. I knew it, I had fallen for him. His wisdom, his courage, his gentleness, they captivated me. But did I truly deserve to stand beside him? The car stopped in front of my building, and I took a deep breath, trying to calm my racing heart. "Thank you for bringing me home, Michael," I said, trying to sound light-hearted, as if nothing had happened. "No need for thanks." He looked at me, his eyes concealing an emotion I couldn't decipher. "Get some rest. See you tomorrow." "See you tomorrow." I nodded and stepped out of the car. I stood on the sidewalk, watching his car disappear down the road. I knew it now, I had fallen into this emotional storm, and there was no turning back. I turned and went upstairs. As I lay in bed, closing my eyes, Michael's figure lingered in my mind. "Admit it," my inner wolf whispered softly, "you've already fallen for him." "So what if I have?" I replied, troubled. "I'm just an ordinary she-wolf. How could I ever be worthy of him?" "But he recognizes your abilities. Isn't that enough?" "Stop," I snapped, trying to silence it. "For now, I'm not ready to think about this. Let's talk about it later." Chapter 7. The next day, I woke early to visit my mother. She looked at me with a face radiating love. I heard about your speech last night, she smiled. My daughter, you're truly amazing. Thank you, Mom. I gripped her hand tightly. I knew, no matter what, she would always stand by me, supporting and encouraging me. Back at the office, I overheard colleagues talking, learning that James's reputation had crashed. After the banquet, his disgraceful behavior reached his family, and his father had isolated him to his quarters in a rage. The chief elder's eldest daughter, his intended bride, had also cut ties. His dream of becoming alpha leader seemed shattered. I hadn't expected James to fall so far. But it was his own doing, he had only himself to blame. Michael called me into his office. James's family wants to invite us to their home, he said. He says it's to apologize in person. I furrowed my brows, hesitant. Though James had received his due punishment, I felt uneasy thinking about his actions. Are you going? Michael asked gently. I took a deep breath, then exhaled slowly. Sure, I said firmly. Why not? He insulted me, he should apologize. All right. Michael smiled. Then we'll go after work. James's family mansion was an exquisite mansion, giving off luxury. As soon as we exited the car, James greeted us eagerly. Welcome, welcome, he said, smiling as if the past unpleasantness never occurred. Please, come in. We followed him into the living room, and James personally poured wine for Michael. I'm truly sorry, Uncle Michael, I acted impulsively. He handed over the wine. This bottle has been a long-time treasure. I offer it as an apology. Please, enjoy. Strangely, a familiar scent hit my nostrils when he opened the bottle. Just as Michael was about to take a sip, I called out. Wait. I stepped forward, taking the glass from Michael's hand. I sniffed the wine. And suddenly, my heart clenched. It was laced with blood of wolfsbane. James, what is the meaning of this? I glared at him. This wine contains blood of wolfsbane. Are you trying to poison the Alpha King? James's face darkened. That's right, he gritted his teeth. I thought I could marry the chief elder's daughter and become leader. But now, my dream is shattered. Since I can't be leader, neither should you. A smile spread across his face, as his eyes became wild. Michael looked down at him, signaling the bodyguards to restrain him. Call a team of warriors. Surround this place. Michael spoke coldly into the phone. Soon, strong warriors flooded in, sealing off James's mansion. You don't need to witness this, not a girl like you. Michael gently rested his hand on my shoulder, speaking softly. Thanks to you, I'll send someone to take you home so you can rest. Don't worry, you'll be safe. Okay, I nodded, worried. Please, stay safe as well. Don't worry. He stroked my hair, watching me get into the car. The next day, news of James's family being expelled for attempted poisoning spread. James's legs were broken, and his face was marked with criminal using a silver knife. Those scars would never fade, marking his crimes. Though James's incident unsettled me, I went to work. Walking into the office, I saw Michael at his desk, focused on paperwork. He looked unharmed, handsome and authoritative as ever. You're here, he looked up and smiled. Did you sleep? Well? All right. I lowered my head shyly. And you? I'm fine too. He walked over, his gaze deep. There's something I want to tell you. What is it? I looked at him, confused. He took a deep breath. I want to offer you a new job. A new job. I was surprised. What job? To become my partner, he said softly, his voice tender. My heart skipped a beat. Is this real? Is he confessing? Why you mean it? I stammered. Of course, I mean it. He smiled, I've liked you for a long time. Why? I asked. Someone like me, an Omega, how could I make you feel this way? Because of your strength, your wisdom. He looked at me seriously. And your abilities, I truly admire them. You have qualities no one else possesses. You should be more confident, instead of belittling yourself. His words warmed my heart, filling me with confidence. I lifted my head, meeting his gaze. I like you too, I said softly, for a long time. We smiled, our eyes locking. Then, we embraced tightly. His embrace was warm and solid, giving me a sense of safety and happiness. Michael POV. I knew the wine had blood of wolfsbane. As the strongest werewolf, I could detect any poison, but I didn't question it. I wanted to see if the woman I cared for still had feelings for James. She defended me, and I knew I was ready to confess. I wanted to mark her.